Hi, Biffs.
Hey, Beth.
Dear Abby.
Dear Kiki.
Captain.
Red flag.
Cheers to you.
Desperate housewife.
Pinot Grigio.
Doesn't want to marry
Booster
you.
power.
Love you like
Look
I
for
love
more
you.
wine.
Drinking.
Don't talk to yourself.
Cheers, Biff. Cheers.
Ill-advised.
Ill-advised. This is ill-advised.
Hi, Biffs.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome to Ill-advised.
Podcast where two best friends tell you what to do after someone else already has.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Did you not have anything to say?
No.
You didn't think ahead?
No.
I liked that though.
Yeah. It worked.
I mean,
That's why I think too.
sweet melodies.
Yes. So sweet.
I like that we're on the same page when we don't have a page to be on,
Yes.
because that's what that was.
Yes.
Welcome. I really feel like that couple of weeks where we were kind of on and off because our lives are chaotic, that fucked with us.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we don't podcast.
Yeah.
This is like my first time here. If you're new to this podcast, that's Winona. I'm Angelina, and we're here to show you what a girl interrupted looks like.
Amen to that.
With the white jackets and everything.
Speaking of white jackets,
What
how
about
are you doing?
Nice segue, Beth. Very good. Good. No real complaints here. I've had a very interesting week. Interesting, eventful. I did learn something about myself this week.
Do tell.
Well, it's not really something. I've encountered a situation where I actually am very proud of myself for how I handled my situation. Where, I'm just going to be blunt. I went to a networking event and saw some old friends there. Not really old friends, but old friends.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex made a peekaboo, but asked me what he was wearing or what he looked like, if he looked good, because I have no fucking idea. I did not look in his direction or
Not
make eye
one
contact with him once.
That's some serious willpower.
Well, at first it was. And then after that, I was like, it was just natural. Just like when I heard someone say, oh, he's coming in. I was like, my heart started beating so fucking fast. And I felt myself get like upset and angry.
Flushed.
But just as fast as that feeling came on, it went away. And I was like, okay. Well, now we know we can be in the same room together. And that's it.
Now you can be in the same room together.
Right. Like that's not an invitation.
Right.
But I don't know. I learned that I am able to maintain composure and I don't have to be a bitch all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not writing a book for you though. You're going to have to figure it out.
Are you talking to me specifically?
Yes. Yes. Eye contact.
Listen. I wrote plenty of my own books, okay?
Okay, good. Is that chapter in one of them?
No.
But yeah.
For a reason.
But yeah, it was like an event, and that was like an event. Actually, it was Valentine's Day, which makes it even more hilarious.
Do you think that it was intentional of the ex?
I'm not entirely sure.
He
However,
doesn't live in the same town you live in.
No, what's really funny is I had dinner with a friend before that, and we actually called it somehow. I don't know why. In fact,
like watch him show up?
Yeah. Then my friend Matt was like, "Did I manifest this?"
Huh.
And I was like, "No. There's some intent here. I feel."
Yeah, that was why I asked you when you were texting me that you were out. Intent. I asked where you guys were out.
Yeah, but I laughed it off. I had a good night. We all walked out together too, like their crew and me and Matt walked out and left around the same time. We were all saying goodbyes on the way out.
And not a single approach.
No, and I didn't
attempt to.
And I didn't look at him. I didn't want to.
Could you feel him?
My skin was peeling from the glare or the gaze, but that's also just like
for you to,
how do you like substantiate that, But
that was badass of you.
I feel super badass. So I learned that I can maintain composure, although I think I always knew that, but I also learned that I'm like in a position where I'm ready to kind of let that all go.
Yeah.
Which feels great.
Where you felt that initial but then it just
dissipated.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, these earrings about to come off. Good thing they're twist
Hold
offs.
my purse.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would never actually do that. Like, we'd never go like mano a mano or, or have a screaming match in public. But
right. Well, you wouldn't.
Right. Well, you know how that relationship ended, and I never talked about.
Yeah.
And how are you, Beth?
I feel like I'm in limbo right now, just waiting. It's like a waiting game.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just waiting to get to the other side.
But you had a little victory this week, a small one.
Yes and no.
In perspective.
Yes and no.
Uh-huh.
Like, yes, absolutely. But also there's other things that like not take away, but like kind of.
There are a lot of exceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for that part to be further, more bounds be put in place, I guess.
Yeah.
Before I feel like, okay, now we're good.
Now I can breathe.
Yeah.
But overall,
I think I'm pretty normal, my normal self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just exist.
Yeah.
Life's good when it's good, not good when it's not good.
Yeah, I guess.
Sure.
So there's nothing I can do right now. It's pretty much where I'm at.
Instead, we just podcast. And this is what makes us happy. And we have a drink. We didn't have our typical pickleback because...
Typical pickle.
Tickleable. Typical pickleback.
Yeah. You said it right the first time.
I did?
I just thought it was funny.
Oh.
Typical pickle.
That's called marriage. Bored with your everyday typical pickle? Try this kosher spear.
Spice it up.
Zest it up. We did a dirty martini shot today because we were sans
Jameson.
That's it. Whiskey.
Not
I don't know
just
why I
any
felt the need to
whiskey.
tell people that it doesn't matter.
Jameson.
Yes. But let's get this road on the show, shall we? This week's wine is a Sauvignon from the Bordeaux region of France.
I feel like we go there a lot.
We should go there a lot. For no other reason than to be spat at. Stupid American.
Jeez, I don't want to go anymore.
No?
No.
All right, well, I'll go. You'll be thrilled to know that there's not much here by way of a description.
No fun readings?
No fun readings. Just Château LaBorde 2018 Bordeaux, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. Appellation Bordeaux Contrôlé. And then it says EARL.
Earl?
I mean, Earl, but it's an acronym for something.
Gotcha.
Natalie and Serge Albert Perpetual.
Got it.
Yep. Just fucking...
Drink?
Yeah. ChateauBoard.com.
It was the 2018. How much was it?
I think it was $20, and it actually has a medal here. It says medal in French, and I just know because of Latin roots and all that shit. It got a medal in 2018.
For like best tasting?
Something.
The medal doesn't say.
Maybe in French.
Oh, gotcha.
But just it's a silver sticker, so there you go. I think they picked that grape too early.
Which is weird because I like it.
But I know, me too. My tongue is juicing.
Stop. Yeah.
My tongue's like the horniest vagina you've ever seen right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Sip number 2.
Yeah. What's wrong with it? It's not bad at all. But there's something different about it compared to other Sauvignon Blancs.
It's not from New Zealand?
Yeah, but we like the French ones too. Mostly.
I don't think anything's wrong with it so far. I'm actually really enjoying it.
Yeah, it just tastes different to me. There's something in the background, like an aftertaste, or when I swallow it, it feels like maybe like I had an ice cube in it, like a little watered down or something. I don't know what it is.
Well, it did freeze.
Yeah, but it's not frozen now.
I know, but does that change the...
I don't know. Maybe. Somebody who knows wine, email us. What happens when we freeze it by accident? just the neck of the bottle because we want to chill our wine for our podcast.
Yeah.
3.
Mm.
It makes me want like fruit.
Maybe that's what it's missing.
Fruit?
The hint of sweet from like a green grape.
Maybe.
It like really is an unripe green grape.
Yeah. Like you picked it early.
But your mouth's still juicing.
It's brunchy. If I was going to describe this flavor, it tastes like brunch.
Okay.
Like I'm here to have whatever breakfast item you're putting in front of me. Or brunch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like Bubbles, sans orange juice.
I can get behind that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Rate it.
I really like it.
Mhm.
However, I don't know that I would go searching for it.
Mhm.
But I think if I walked in a store and it was right there, I might grab it.
I have a number in mind.
4.5-ish.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm at 3.5.
Oh, how come?
Not really sure.
All right.
It's not one that I would give up. Would I go looking for it again? No. And that's where I think it would be a 4 for me. I go looking for it again. But if it's around, I'll drink it. I don't hate it.
Oh, for me, a 5 is I'm going to find it.
A 5 is I'm not sharing it with anybody. This is my bottle of wine.
That's fair.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
That's fair.
I bought you a white Zin downstairs from Behringer. Go get it.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Okay. There we go. 3.75.
Perf.
Okay, so before we jump into the questions, Biff, I do have to say that something's not fucking right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Something's not fucking right, and it doesn't feel right.
Sitting over here so unsettled and so like, okay, wait, what? I feel like I'm like,
I mean, we're
supposed
good.
to be reading a list.
Right, you and I are good.
And I'm like, okay, what's next? Yeah, something is missing.
We
I
really
agree.
didn't go that long without recording episodes. Let's just be very clear. Yes, we had some best ofs in there to cover the weeks so that, our loyal listeners had something to refer to because,
Yes,
I hate when I don't hear our voices, but realistically speaking, it's just, I think it's just our cadence. Like we haven't been regular on Sundays. And when we do, we're like interrupted or that's the other thing too. Like we were always suffering interruptions in the middle of it or not finishing an episode.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if we lost our mojo. Should we not podcast anymore? I know.
Or we just need to go back to our
go
mojo.
back to our mojo.
Get our mojo back.
Do you have any random topics you want to discuss?
No, don't put me on the spot right now.
Okay, I have one.
Perfect.
Okay.
Go.
I want to start a new podcast and call it How to Be a Fuckboy or So You Want to Be a Fuckboy.
Ew.
I know.
Why?
Because I want
To be a fuckboy?
I want to be, actually, wouldn't that be great if that were the aim of the podcast was to teach me how to be a fuckboy? Like how to get out of my own way to go catch something?
That's not something that can be taught.
You don't think so?
No, that's nature versus nurture.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what teaching is though? If you're nurtured, you're taught.
So
Figures we'd go psychological on this.
okay, I can't use you for an example.
Sure
okay,
you can.
I don't like to call myself religious, but I believe in God.
You're spiritual.
There's not a single soul on this earth that can teach me out of my belief of God. You know what I
I
mean?
see where you're going with
Like
this.
that's just in me.
But I
It's
don't not
something-
believe in fuckboyism, fuckboyanity.
But you definitely have. What did you just say? Fuckboy.
Fuckboyanity.
Okay.
Like Christianity. Sorry.
I don't know if I'm.
I'm fuckboyish. Fuckboyanity. What else is on there? Fuckboy lam. Okay, I'm done. I'm done comparing sex to religion.
That's pretty iconic.
I'm leaving that in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you do have your certain beliefs surrounding sex and monogamy and
Yeah.
fuckboyanity.
But I'm not above it.
No, but I don't know that that's something that could be
Something I could learn or get
Yeah.
past. I don't know.
maybe.
I think I want to, and maybe that's why I'm combating it. But also, we have personalities to take into account there too. Like, you know me. But I digress. Let's not get too technical on it. I just think that would be a really fun podcast to have a bunch of self-righteous fuckboys on and talk to us about their fine art of fuckboylum.
I already am mad at all of them.
I know. This is one of those podcasts that you'll listen to because it pisses you off and not because it's like political.
Or interesting.
Or interesting, right?
As a matter of fact, I don't care about anything that's about to come out of your mouth.
Or maybe.
But I'm still here.
Or maybe the
This
podcast
is
is talking people out of fuckboyism. You know, like, so you want to be a fuckboy, here's why you shouldn't.
Or
Uh-huh.
We can just make them all feel like douchebags. Because they're going to come out with their certain logic and their certain why it's okays. And then being gifted as we are, we can shit all over them, but intelligently.
With our words.
So they can't wriggle out of it because it's like
getting in a fist fight, but without using your fist.
Yes, like I just piece by piece dismantled your whole logic and there's nothing you can say. But you're not going to sit here and be like, damn, you right.
Is fuckboy wrong? Being a fuckboy wrong? Just like being a fuck girl wrong? Is fuckboy just being a whore, but being a fuckboy?
No. I think fuckboy is
because I
called
would
a
like
fuckboy.
a fuckboy right now. So I don't have to play the field or look for anybody. Like, I'm in the mood. Let's go, fuckboy. Get out.
See? So you just answered your own question.
I did.
Yeah.
Please go on.
There's specifics about fuckboys versus just people that like, I'm not looking for anything but physical hookups.
There's a difference?
A fuckboy is a fuckboy because he's gonna tell you everything you want to hear just to bang you.
Oh, I guess I never put that together, but that makes so much sense.
Yes, I'm gonna.
Oh, well, this podcast just got like one episode.
That's why I told you I'm mad before I even like I'm already pissed because like shut the fuck up.
Okay, well, that's stupid. I just want a fuck buddy then? I don't want a fuck boy?
No one ever wants a fuck boy. That's why they're fuck boys.
I don't know. I just never thought of it as a bad thing. It's like just you're at where you're at. Just like sex work and shit. I don't know.
No, a fuck boy is like, I'm selling you all these hopes and dreams just so I can keep banging you. But I'm not ever going to like commit to you. I'm going to run you around.
Well, I guess I did.
I'm going to tell you that I'm not banging anyone else while I'm banging everyone else.
Really?
That's the fuck boy. Otherwise, you just are having casual sex with no commitments.
Oh, being a fuckboy sounds really boring.
They're called fuckboys for that.
It's hookup culture. Why don't you just say I'm only interested in sex?
This is the lifelong question to fuckboys. Like, why do you bother?
That's the name of the podcast. Why do you bother?
Huh.
Talking about relationships that you shouldn't be in.
Why do you bother?
Why do you bother? Don't fucking steal that. Trademark. Copyright. We got the Biff stamp of approval here. All right. Well, that was a nice little segment of sorts. Yeah. Now I feel like we should do wine.
Yes.
Right? Does that feel right?
Yes.
But we have already done it.
Yes.
So we're just going to go to questions?
I liked questions.
Questions
better.
is good, right? I felt my tongue get stuck when I said questions. This week we are revisiting Ask Natalie, written by Natalie Bencivenga. We've only done this once, and she actually liked some of our reels that we did last time.
Oh, well, that's amazing because we liked her.
We liked her, and I'm surprised we haven't done her since in a very non-fuckboy way.
Huh. We would enjoy a committed relationship.
That's right. We would like to be Bencivenga'd.
She is hot.
She's beautiful.
She is.
She's beautiful. But that's not why so Ask Natalie
at You Express.
At You Express. This one's from December 6th, 2023. Red Day?
Mm-hmm.
Fiancé embarrassed to take you to his childhood home?
Oh.
Dear Natalie, my fiance and I have been together for a little more than 3 years, and I have never been to his hometown or met his parents.
What?
Yeah. Let's tackle this real quick. A fiance, but I've never met your parents.
Over 3 years.
But I've never met your parents. I don't know if I'm going to say yes to a wedding proposal if I haven't met your parents.
Over 3 years.
I think they've been together. They've been together for more than 3 years. So I'm going to assume that they were engaged somewhere
Over
within
3
those 3 years.
years.
Yeah.
Engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Never met the folks.
Yeah. Don't you want to know what family you're marrying into?
Or why you haven't met the folks?
Yours is more practical. Mine's like, do I get along with you? Okay, ready?
I am.
He always comes up with some excuse as to why we can't meet up. Finally, I convinced him to let me come home with him during his last trip to visit his parents. They are separated but live in the same home because they are very poor and can't afford to divorce. They have been separated for years and seem to get along well enough. Neither are in good health, and it seems as though they lean on each other as somewhat friends. His childhood home is basically a shack, and he never told me how bad things must have been for him growing up. I felt incredibly sad and wished that he would have shared this part of his life with me. His family was nice to me, but you could tell they were also uncomfortable and kept making excuses for why the home looked the way it did.
Oh.
After we left, I told him that I would be happy to help his parents once we are married. I don't want them to worry about having enough money for basic necessities like groceries. I make a lot more money than my fiance, who works in the public school system. He was taken aback by my suggestion, and things have been awkward ever since. I love him and want him to know that I just want to be there for him. We haven't talked much about the visit since. How do I break the rice? How do I break the ice? Just trying to help.
Okay, well, that was not at all
Nope.
what I expected.
No, it's kind of sweet in a way, in a very roundabout way.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know anymore.
Let's go with the question. Let's get the scenarios out of our head.
How do I break the ice?
Right. After saying I'm happy to help your family once we're married.
But he didn't seem...
And he just kind of was taken aback by it and just hasn't brought it up since. And things have been kind of awkward.
So he's clearly embarrassed about the whole, which is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You shouldn't... Oh my God, my heart.
I think their dynamic of him being a public school teacher, which notoriously make shit for money when they should be making a shit ton more.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're a parent to one child, that's an infinite amount of fucking funds you should be earning. But now you're a parent 8 hours a week to fucking 30 kids. Hell to the fuck no. But that dynamic of how much money they make and not knowing her background also, like, did she live in a very like privileged lifestyle, you know? But that's the assumption I have right now.
You look at her and you can just kind of
you're
tell
well off,
she's
or you
wealthy.
had a good upbringing, or maybe not. Maybe you just make really good money and you've done well for yourself. And I'm embarrassed to show you my family. So I can understand that, being embarrassed and being like nervous to bring those two worlds together. Yeah,
I mean, I'd imagine it's probably already, I'm being, I don't know if stereotypical is the right word, but as
cliche.
I don't know the word I'm looking for, but like typically the man is more of the breadwinner, you know? And so I'm guessing from my perspective, there's probably a little bit of touchiness around that, being that, you know, his fiance is already making more money than him. Yeah. You know, and then taking him back home where his parents are, you know, not well off. And so it's probably the whole scenario. And then, you know, she says like, oh my God, like, you know, I'm going to help your family.
That's where I was going to go.
Probably
next.
Just like, okay, just take my whole manlyhood from me. Manhood.
Yeah.
Like I'm already not financially providing for you.
Right.
So I obviously can't financially help out my family. But also I can't imagine that he's going to choose his ego over helping his family. So he's probably like, how do I
You can't
accept
imagine it, but
this?
it wouldn't be out of the question either. Because,
Oh, absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely. But I feel like that would have been his immediate response. Like, oh, fuck no. I'll figure it out, or I'll get another job, or, you know what I mean? He didn't say anything. So it's, oh God, it's probably killing him.
My kind of impression is along your lines, with the small caveat that it feels like, just by the way it's written, because obviously we don't know word for word what their conversations have been, but almost like coming out of nowhere being like, I'll support your family without any precursor, without anything. Like, once we're married, yeah, I'm happy to support your family. Like, she came out and said, I noticed why you've been embarrassed. Now I'm going to put you on the spot about it and say, we're happy to take care of your family, yada, 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 as a married couple. And he's just like, doesn't know how to talk to her. Like, I didn't
Like the
ask you to
sympathy
do
card?
that. Yeah.
Like, you met my
something
family,
like that.
you
Yeah,
came
that's
to my
actually a really
home,
good way
and
to
now
put
you
it.
can,
Yep.
now you feel bad for us.
Like, I didn't
so now
ask you for that, A. And B, like, on top of me having this wounded pride type of sensation that you've come to see how poor my family is, where I came from, and see that I haven't done much. Well, I don't want to say that because that's super rude and super inconsiderate, but like, I'm only a school teacher, for example. Like, I'm not making the same money that I would have as a corporate CEO is what I'm trying to put out there. I'm not shaming school teachers. They deserve way more than what we fucking give them credit for.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm wondering if there's something like that plays into it. Like, he's like, how dare you? Or how dare you? And also like, please back off a little bit, but doesn't know how to talk to her.
Yeah, for me, I feel like he's probably more torn between like, yes, like, I absolutely want the help for my family, but how do I say yes? Like, and I don't want to say yes.
Yeah.
But am I going to choose my ego over helping my family?
Yeah. I wish he wrote this, not her. How do you break the ice? Obviously you talk about it, but how do you approach that?
I feel like I would let him bring it up.
Yeah.
He shut down for a reason. So he's probably going to process a lot of things. Clearly, it being the first time you've even met his family and went to where he's from, that was already a huge deal for him. So he probably already has to process that alone, in addition to you now being so kind-hearted and like, oh my God, I hate that your family is struggling. Like, we'll absolutely help them. You know what I mean? That's a whole other can that
I'm trying
he
not
needs
to
to
laugh
process.
right now.
Why?
Because I had a very hard time trying to figure out what you said.
Can?
No, you said kind-hearted, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because the kind of faded into the background, and I was like, what's tarded? And then I stopped and I was like, did she say cunt-tarded? And then I had to stop and I'm so sorry. I just making eye contact with you, trying to be serious, and I'm like,
cunt-tarded.
It was like, fucking cunt-tarded. Like, I'm just wondering if he's maybe offended that she just came out of the left to
That's a good
offer
point.
that.
Like,
That maybe that's what I should have said.
you feel bad for us. Like, we don't need your pity.
We don't need your charity. Like, yeah.
I say, let it be. Let him bring it up. What I'm torn on is if he never brings it up again and you guys are married and doing okay financially, do you send the parents money without?
Don't fucking do that. Don't ever fucking do that.
Really?
Ever, without talking to them and talking to him. But that my thing is, like, I would bring something up to him if there's something off between us, you know, and you have an idea as to what it is, because it only makes sense, right? Sequence of events. Well, I met your family and now we're not talking. Like, I would be like, I think, you know, there's a little bit of tension between us and I'm not really sure why. And if and when you're ready to talk about it, I'm here to talk about it.
Right. And then he never does again.
Right. Well, that's a whole other story.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then do you, Merry Christmas, here's $2,000 or whatever her finances are. You know what I mean?
She's inserting herself.
I know, but she also knows that his family's struggling.
I know. And I think she needs to ask her man if his family would be open to receiving that and if they would accept it, or ask them. But I would
Send it
not
anonymously.
just do.
Prove it.
I'm wondering what would happen if I just automatically received like $2,000 in my bank account or cash sitting on my front step. I'd be like, if I take this, did I just enroll in the mob? Is there a body in my basement and I don't know? This is your money to keep you quiet, bitch.
Oh, what did Natalie say?
Let's find out because this one's interesting. Dear, just trying to help. Your heart is in the right place, and I commend you immediately wanting to jump into action to help his family. However, the dynamics with his parents may be trickier than you realize. Perhaps there are reasons he doesn't go home or talk about them that go beyond that what you have witnessed. Follow your fiance's lead on this. If he is open to you bringing them meals on occasion, start with that. But if he is adamant against that, you may need to have a heart-to-heart to further understand his perspectives. Perhaps he doesn't want them to feel embarrassed and is just looking out for them. Perhaps he was neglected as a child and now he's resentful. There could be a dozen reasons why he's uncomfortable with you reaching out to them in that way, so be mindful and respect his boundaries with them. Use this as an opportunity to learn more about this story so that you can deepen your connection to one another. The knowledge you've gained can't change his past, but it can help you change your future together in a more compassionate way.
Nailed it.
Oh, fucking perfect answer.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, Natalie.
She's right. Obviously.
She made it this long. I have nothing to add or take away from that. And it's kind of making me mad because we never just, Mm-hmm. So I guess that's fine. Next. Yeah. Natalie, give us some controversial shit, will you? This next
one.
We
stayed away from those questions.
That's true. That is very true. This one is from August 30th, 23. Ask Natalie, when the sex is bad, to ghost or not to ghost?
Ooh.
I'm putting my phone down, Biff. When the sex is bad, to ghost or not to ghost?
If it's a one-night stand, bye.
Aye, Caspa. But if it's not a one-night stand.
What, like dating?
Yeah, I can't imagine it would get that far, though.
Well, that's what I mean. What's between dating and a one-night stand? A
high five, I suppose.
2-night stand?
2-night stands? Well, I mean, you need one for each side of the bed.
Unless your bed's pushed against the wall. Then you just need one.
Then you just need one.
My bed's pushed against the wall.
So does that mean you've hit a wall in your relationship? And it should have been a one-night stand?
Yes.
Yes. Amen. See, I'm a champion for if you can have sex if you can get a kiss and or have sex on the first date, fucking do it. Because if you're looking for more than something just casual, this is going to define your dynamic. You don't want to people who wait to have sex before marriage. I'm not knocking your religious reasons. I just could never, because I'm like, oh, I'm so in love. We got married 2 years later and now we finally had sex and it's fucking terrible. Or imagine that being your first and then being like, this is what sex is. I never would have done this.
There's ways to know without having penetration.
I don't know.
There's ways to know, he's going to be good.
Well, or in theory, that's all you've got, though.
Him some things.
Not if you don't have the experience. Think about people who are so devout and religious that neither of them have had any sexual contact with another person.
We're super off topic.
Yes, I know, but I'm still thinking about this in every perspective I can. If you've never had sex with this person and it's more, you know what I mean? I guess my point is
there's going to be
if you have a chance,
plenty
fucking do
of
it.
Time between the first date and marriage to have sex.
But what about those people who wait? Should they fucking ghost after their I do's?
Is that a sufficient? Your Honor, the dick's whack. I'm sorry, I tried.
He put it down like a clown. I don't fucking know.
Tuna can.
Oh my God. Are you talking about just the shape and size or are you talking about the smell?
Shape and size. Listen, if a penis smells like a tuna can, there's other discussions need to be had.
Well, sure. But I mean, I wouldn't have a 2-night stand with that if that's what,
Two-night stand.
That can't be the episode name.
Why? Because we can't spell it.
Because we can't figure it out exactly. Tuna stand.
Two-night.
That's TUNAIGHT.
NAI. Nate.
2-night stand.
Two-night.
We're done.
You're right.
All done.
If it's one
there's a
night
whole
stand,
question.
Ghost it. That's my. If it's like we've hooked up 2-3 times, he wants to continue hooking up, but I don't, then have the conversation. Don't just leave him hanging though.
Let's get some context on this one, shall we?
Oh, right.
We got to read the question.
Huh. You put your phone down.
Because I really wanted to talk about it for a second.
You went off on a whole other topic.
We may have answered this already. Yes, but still relevant, I feel.
No.
Dear Natalie, I met a great guy recently, and after a few fantastic dates, we went back to my place and had sex. That was your first problem. That was where you went wrong. First date, fuck him and figure it out.
I can't co-sign that.
No, I don't think anyone should. We all can't be me.
Even you can't be you.
It was awful.
Mm.
It was like he had never been with anyone before.
Maybe he hasn't.
Afterwards, I mumbled something about having to get up early and kicked him out. I haven't seen him since. It's been a week and he's blowing up my phone. He said he had a terrific time and wants to see me again soon.
Of course he had it.
That's right. You showed him a thing or two.
Right.
I cannot date someone who is terrible in bed. I want to ghost him, but I'm 31 and my friends tell me I'm too old for that. But shouldn't he be too old to be that bad in bed?
Oh my God.
He's 36. Biff, we're 36. Imagine being bad in bed. No, I can't.
No.
I can't. I'm also incredibly disappointed because he was good on paper in every other respect. Am I throwing him away? Can you work on this? What do I do? Good on paper, bad in bed.
So my response is not necessarily going to be what I would or have done.
Mm-hmm. I have ghosted. I'm not going to lie. I have.
Oh, I'm sure we all have.
Yeah. After bad sex.
This specific scenario, I don't think I would ghost him. There were a couple of hangouts. You are in your 30s. If he's continuing to hit you up, I think you're past ghosting.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is possible to teach men what you like, how to do things. So if the equipment is good,
mm-hmm. That matters.
The rest can be fixed
mm-hmm.
and worked on.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like
I actually am going to fight that, but keep going.
It sounds like he's maybe not had a lot of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe he had 1 or 2 girlfriends in his whole life that were like long term.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the
or maybe that's why he's just single.
Never had the courage to be like, listen,
mm-hmm.
I would like 1 orgasm
right.
at least.
Right.
You know? But also, she's what, 31, 32? He was 36.
Did it say how old she
was?
I only read this shit. I don't pay attention to it.
I think
31.
31, yeah. Okay. So maybe you don't have time or energy to teach a man, and
mm-hmm.
then you gently let him down.
Mm-hmm.
I say no to ghosting for this one. I think just a simple, I think I'm looking for something a little different, or the chemistry's not what you were really great,
I'm with you. My first thought was like, it was the first time you had sex. Like, I'm just thinking about the first time I've made out with someone
it's
and how
awkward,
many times you hit teeth,
tense.
And even sex, it's just kind of like first of all, you've got you on your mind. Like, my performance anxiety is
what do I look
through
like?
the roof. Right. Does she think it's big? Because I don't.
Yeah.
or vice versa.
What is she like?
Yep. And even her, like she had to have gone in a little bit nervous. So there's a part of me, because at 31, and obviously you can call sex terrible only if you've had experience with sex. So
Right.
I'm making some assumptions here that I feel like would be general.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like, maybe there's something else like the equipment that you mentioned that she doesn't want to bring up because she doesn't want to be superficial about it, but wants someone to justify that ghosting is okay in this instance. Like it was bad, but he couldn't even hit my G-spot because...
Well, I think that's
or when I'm all
so
on
much more
fours.
valid.
I know. But some people are just embarrassed about being that superficial because the way that society paints things.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to like what you like and not like what you don't like, so long as you're not hurting other people. Right? So if I personally would love to see a muscled ginger with the milkiest skin in front of me.
Awkward.
Right? But I'll settle for that dark hair, medium build jerk.
With the nice peen.
That doesn't know what. And next. But you know what I mean? Like,
are you ghosting or not ghosting in this situation?
In this situation, I am not ghosting. I'm doing exactly what you said.
Okay.
After being on a few dates and finally having sex, like one time's not enough to determine sexual chemistry.
I was going to say, are you going to give it another shot, or are you just going to say, I don't think this is what I'm looking for?
I'm going to give it another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was a great point the first time.
Yeah. Plus, like, if there's chemistry otherwise, like, let's see. Maybe we can work through this. I say, just give it some time. And if he doesn't rise to your occasion, maybe you can teach him, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But if he doesn't get there, then be like, I just don't feel satisfied. And that's the end of it. You talk to him. We need to stop ghosting. However, I'd be a hypocrite.
Unless it's a one night stand.
Yeah.
Then it's expected.
That's a different story. Yeah. But this is like...
You're either getting the text
been on a
back
couple
or you're
dates.
not.
Right. So he's waiting for you. And clearly you're sending one-worded responses because men don't get a hint and they keep texting.
I disagree that she's...
You don't think she's responding at all?
No.
No?
Open up my Facebook inbox.
Mm-hmm.
There's dozens of men who aren't getting
but you haven't met those men. And like in his case, he's been talking to her, they've been on a few dates, and then they have sex, and then I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, but I feel like that's very, you know what I mean?
You're right now giving men too much credit.
Things are great until you guys have sex, and now you're not hearing back from her. Like, that is your sign.
Mm-hmm. Unless she hasn't told them that it's not bad. That's what I mean. Like, that would be your sign. So he's hitting her up because she's not saying, like... Did
she say if she's...
She hasn't said
I thought she didn't say that. She hasn't been responding, which is why her friends are telling her, like, you can't just ghost him because he continues to message her.
It's been a week and he's blowing up my phone. He said he had a terrific time and wants to see me again. I cannot date someone who is terrible in bed. So no. She wants to ghost him, so she hasn't.
Read the part about the friends saying...
My friends tell me I'm too old for that.
So she has just kind of been like, oh yeah, me too.
Probably. That's the impression I get.
But like wants to stop.
Right.
Just altogether.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
She kind of feels bad. So she's got her own dissonance to work through too. Because she knows like what she thinks she knows what she should do, but what she wants to do is what's in conflict. And we can all relate on
because how do you tell a guy like you're really great? Everything was really great.
But that dick is shit, bro.
But you fucking suck in bed. How do you say that?
Literally. Yeah, how do you say that?
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Of course she's like, I just want to ghost him because I don't know how to tell him that.
Chemistry? Actually, I think I've said that before. I've actually said that recently. So we're good.
I think it's valid.
I think it's a very valid, like all around, for anyone to say. Sexual chemistry is super important. And that's it. Yeah. Whether it's because they're bad in bed or because you didn't feel like tied to them, connected to them. Like,
maybe they're selfish lovers.
Mm-hmm. And
that definitely...
Yep.
You ain't gonna fucking ravage me and then throw your pants on and go get a drink of water while I'm like, oh, we started in finished? Yeah. Oh, okay.
No. Ravage means savage, and you're not ravaging anybody. What you're doing is you're going to town on yourself.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was your hand.
Literally.
Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was a live porno for you. Gotcha.
Got it.
Grab me a glass of water while
Your
you're out there.
laptop now has a hand. Dear good on paper, bad in bed. This is clearly an important issue for you. Some people don't care as much about sex, so this might not be a deal breaker for them. And those people are sad, in my opinion. But that's what sex means to me.
Settling.
Settling for, that's a good one too. Would you rather settle in the relationship or settle for the sex? If you were settling for one or the other.
If everything was perfect but the sex, I'm settling for the sex. Oh, no, I said
The
that wrong.
relationship.
Settling for the...
I don't know what the right way to say that is.
Right. I'm staying in the
You're choosing the relationship.
In putting up.
Settling on the
with,
sex. That's what it is.
Because they can be
I think I would cheat.
Or that.
I might cheat.
Now you got the best of both worlds.
I might cheat.
Great dick and a great relationship.
Right.
Just not by
And
the same person.
The psychological uncertainty, going to a therapist and being like, I don't know why I'm upset. Because you don't want to admit you're a fucking cheater. I digress.
Yeah.
Should I keep going?
Yeah.
In your case, it sounds as though this was a whole other level of awful. What made it awful? Meaning, is this something that can be worked on, or was it about a lack of sexual chemistry? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Biff, did we just talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
People can improve their skill set, but it's very hard to create energy that isn't there. If this is just about skills, and if you think it's worth salvaging, then you are going to have to be real with him. If you don't think this budding relationship is worth having, then cut your losses. And while your friends are right that you may be too old to ghost someone, do what's best for you. I always say that communicating our needs is the best path forward, but you have to decide whether or not you want to put energy into that situation. And if you do talk about it, what is the plan? How are you going to tell him? What will you say? You may have felt the need to fake other things, but keep this conversation real for both of your sakes.
Natalie.
Fucking yes, Natalie. I fucking love this response.
Yeah, I'm like bordering. If you don't have the energy for it, you don't have the energy for it.
It's true. I like that she kind of...
But is that kind of shitty to do to someone still?
That's a different thing. Yeah, but she's meeting this person where they're at with that response. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you have it, you have it. Maybe you are too old, but what works for you.
If you don't get the energy, you don't get the energy.
I know. Yeah, that is a little controversial part, but I like the rest of it. It's perfectly written, very well said. Plain it out. But I like that we were online on this one. Or in line.
Yeah.
Some kind of nothing to fucking fight with. Maybe this is why we didn't do Natalie again. Because it's just like, what the fuck are we supposed to do now?
Right.
This is a shit podcast.
So now we need to do Natalie and see how we go up against her and not our advice for the questions.
What do you mean?
Like, like with Rachel, where it was like, I just want to see where my responses fit in with a friggin'
pro.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how we would
like.
Maybe we should just see if we can find Natalie and bring her on to do an episode with us.
I don't know if she's still an active.
She is.
Therapist.
She is.
Because I signed me up.
I don't know about therapist, but she's active. I know that she recently released a new Ask Natalie. So, which is what reminded me. I see her all the time. I watch her videos all the time. And it's just, it hasn't clicked. We haven't done Natalie in a while, which is like shame on us, or me rather. But
because usually I have my notebook, so I can be like,
that's true
this
too.
One we haven't done.
You should just retire that notebook at this point. I think we're 25 episodes behind. Probably. And I saw very recently like a new Ask Natalie, and I was like, oh, we should do Natalie again because it's been a while.
Yes.
So we'll just add this to the regular rotation.
Yes.
And well, that's that. Next. All right. This one is from September 13th of 23. Recently divorced sister trying to sleep with your husband?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no. I don't even have to put my phone down for this one. We should just get into it. You ready?
Yeah.
Dear Natalie, my sister
Dear Maury Povich.
Dear Natalie Povich, my sister is going through a horrible divorce and is having major money issues because of it. My husband and I have a big house with an in-law suite. We told her she's welcome to live with us while she works through everything financially. Wow. I expected she would be there for a year. Well, it's been about 2 months, and I have the suspicion she's trying to sleep with my husband. Actually, not so much a suspicion as he told me she basically threw herself at him the other night when I went to bed and they were hanging out.
Oh my God.
I know he would never cheat on me, but I am infuriated with her. I want to kick her out. My husband said she's a mess and was drunk. I was just going to say, like, was she drunk? Not that it excuses it, but the nerve. My husband said she's a mess and was drunk when she hit on him. He feels bad for her. Well, I don't. Drunk or not, she knew what she was doing. What do you think I should do? Booze, no excuse.
For whatever reason, I am super curious if she's the older sister or younger sister. Not that
It might have an effect on the dynamic, but it could go either way. Jealous of the older sister.
or it's like, you're my older sister, you fucking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're shit.
You're
versus
shit.
like, you're my little sister. It's my job to teach you. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to whoop your ass. And if you ever mac on my husband again, I'll fucking, that's it.
Whoop your ass again.
Yeah. And then kick you out.
Right.
But if you're my older sister, that felt much more intentional and like, I'll never trust you again in my life.
So what do you do?
Because she's living there. She's seemingly not able to get her own place. Send her back home to mom and dad.
Yeah, I didn't even go there. I didn't know if that was an option in my head. I'm like weighing the circumstances, not so much the incident, but like, this is your sister that you said, sure, no problem. You can move into my in-law apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's like I'm assuming that you have somewhat of a close relationship, but then she does this and you're like, oh no, fuck this bitch. She's gone. Like, no benefit of the doubt, nothing. And this isn't me justifying each way. It's more about like, how are you going to feel as the sister who owns this place, kicking your sister out? And are you in a position where you can risk this relationship with her? Or is that something you're not even considering? Does it not matter to you? Those are things to weigh. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's not a response or a justification for anything. I'm just thinking like the way that you are going to approach this depends on that relationship too, and what you want to exist after that confrontation.
I mean, after you try to fuck my husband, you've decided our relationship now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then you have a sister who might be like, wow, you're believing your husband over your sister. I've never done this before. I've never done this to your husband. Nothing happened. And you're literally taking his side when I need you the most.
Why would the husband just...
Who knows? I'm thinking more of like a very close relationship with my sister. And all of a sudden she's trying to sleep with my man. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking of the different dynamics. Possibilities.
I think here's what I'm doing.
Tell me. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm a Libra. No decisions made here.
I am obviously confronting my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on her, well, maybe not even depending on her response. I'm confronting my sister and probably giving her one more chance.
Are you saying like, if I find out that this is true?
No,
or if
I'm
I
saying
see,
like,
or
if
you
fucking
did this,
even so much as bend over in front of him again, we're fighting physically.
Mm-hmm.
And I might kick you out. But we're fighting.
Okay.
I started to say depending on her response, but I think either way, it's probably most likely I will give her another chance and just be like, listen, not fucking cool, first of all. Like, second of all, I opened my home to you. I don't care how fucking drunk you are. Not cool. Not okay. Never again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think her either like, oh my God, you're so fucking right. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. Versus like, what the fuck? I didn't even fucking, that's not even how it happened. I don't think that's going to sway my one way or the other. I think either way, I'm still, listen, if I fucking even like if you even look at him for too long, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm doing. Being like, okay, you're a wreck. We got it. You're in fucking, big mess of a life. And you went through a shitty divorce and still not okay.
Still not okay. I am with you in what I would do.
If it even feels like you're looking at him the wrong way, then you can't stay here.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you on what I would do. The advice I would give to someone else was already ready to kick their sister out. I'd tell you to follow your gut.
Yeah.
For the only reason being, like, you've already made a decision. You've made a determination. You don't want her there. So are you going to live in your own house, in-law apartment or no, under that scrutiny? Feeling that way about your sister, feeling like you need to protect your home, feeling like you need to protect your territory. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, that is a good point, because the sister's wrong, period.
Yeah.
But there is a difference between the sister who just was drunk and emotional and crossed boundaries versus the sister that's actually going to fuck your husband.
Right. That is very true.
So you do know. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, either way, she's wrong.
So do you think that this sister knows that her sister is
would have
capable?
Went through with it. Yeah. I think that does make a difference.
That makes a huge difference.
That does make a difference.
That's shitty to feel that way.
Yeah, because now I'm actively paranoid when you're around my husband.
Exactly. Or just living here. Like, if I go to work.
Right.
If he breathes in your direction. Like,
right.
I have to call my husband and not be home by the time I get there. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But that's the advice I would give. I'd be like, you've made a decision already. You want this person out. If you're not going to be able to live there without resentment and reflecting that, you're going to be living in your house with no peace, in your own space.
Which is going to spill over onto you and your husband's relationship.
Oh, sure is.
Whether you trust him 100% or not.
Now, how you're going to handle this with your husband who's empathetic to her cause is a whole other story. He didn't sleep with her, but he thinks you should give her a break. But really, this is your choice to make, not his.
Also, kudos to the husband.
No shit. Unless he slept with her and he's just lying ahead of time.
Fucking bang me.
Because you know how men are. Fuck first, ass later. You know I'm right. Ready? Dear Booze No Excuse, sis has got to go.
Ooh, straight to the
She went right for the jugular. I would not want anyone in my house that was disrespecting me or my marriage. You have to confront her about this and make it very clear that this behavior is not only unacceptable, but incredibly hurtful. How could she try and break up your marriage when hers is falling apart? Very good point.
Well, that's why.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was literally saying hurt people hurt people.
Right. I'm not thinking clearly because my life is
in
hell
shambles
right now.
Right. What
also,
did she think?
Add alcohol.
Yes. Because fuck inhibitions.
Fuck this life.
This is why we do this podcast with wine.
Yes.
A conscience, inhibitions are for the sober.
The moral.
The moral sober.
You can still be moral while you're drunk.
Well, yeah, up it to a point, right?
Debatable.
Really?
Yeah. But definitely less likely.
Thank you. I'm like, but yes, but no, yeah. We all have our thresholds, sometimes. I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends if anything else is thrown in there.
Weed.
Oh God, no.
Cocaine.
Yes.
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 Yeah. You're too hyperactive to even think.
Super in the moment.
Yeah. Okay. I can't wait to go to a swingers party totally coked out.
No, you can't.
Coked out swingers party for one.
I'll go with you. I'll be your swinger.
We're here together, but we're not swingers. We're two singles.
Also, we both want your husband.
I will share her. We both want your husband. I'm going to keep going. What did she think would happen in this situation? Even if she apologizes, she can't be trusted. You opened your home to her, and this is how she repaid you. She can live with someone else, at least for a little while. Take a break from this nonsense. You don't have to put everything on the line for someone who cares so little for all that you've built. Once someone shows you who they are, it's almost impossible to unsee it. Family or not, she has no right to treat you this way and needs to go. What we would do versus what we would tell someone else to do. This is what we would tell someone else to do. We would never take our own advice.
I don't know what I would tell somebody.
I would tell someone exactly this. You've made your decision. She's got to go. Well, from a different lens, I suppose.
My first question would be like, did you whoop that bitch ass? And then we're going to take it
This
from
is
there.
why you're not licensed yet.
You're right. That's terrifying.
You're a literal liability to any
How
firm that
am
would.
I going to be a therapist? I need to know these things. Was there any physical altercations following this incident?
And if not, why?
And who threw the first punch?
Can you only imagine?
No, I can't.
I wouldn't want to either.
She makes excellent points, obviously. Like you, but I still.
Would you say this advice was wrong?
No, it just feels a little harsh,
Yeah.
I guess. And maybe not even harsh. Maybe that's not the right word.
Abrupt. No, that's not right either.
Just very final. Like there's
Rash.
no.
Rash? Is that
Yes,
right?
but no. Because you're not wrong to fucking.
But like it was an impulse decision. Like you didn't sit and think about it long enough. Then
Like you didn't even
consider.
get through, like, confronting her.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Because I feel like as your sister, there's going to be a great chance that it never happens again.
Right.
She's probably going to feel embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. But I also somehow, and I have conflicting views of this within myself, kind of agree with like when someone shows you who they are. But also
yeah,
there's an
I
argument
know,
there
I know.
for either way. I like this advice because this is what I would give. Would I take that advice? I'm going to tell you maybe an 80% chance. No, maybe 90.
I think with you being so firm in your trust in relationship with your husband,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're safe to confront her, forcefully confront her,
Mm-hmm.
like, and then allow the space for
Healing, fixing.
I'm letting you hang yourself.
Right.
Here's the rope.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Right.
Self-incrimination.
We're all, we're all aware now
Right.
of what the fuck you did.
I can't help but go Maury on this in my head. Like he doesn't want her there. So he's saying something about her despite him wanting to be your biggest champion and wanting him to like, maybe I'm jaded because men have only shown me who they are with the exception of maybe one. He's like trying to show you what you think you want, what he thinks you want to hear and what he thinks you want out
Why
of all
does
of
husband want her out?
Oh, I'm not saying this.
if
I'm not saying that
it's-
this is the case. I'm just saying like in general, like reading something like this, I can only jump to the alternative where where the sister would be like, I never did that. That's bullshit. He's full of shit, blah, blah, blah. And then her like, my husband, my sister, my husband, my sister, my husband, my sister. And then her being like, there is another way that this could go. There is an alternative, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going Maury in my head. I don't really feel this way. I'm just thinking of all the possibilities.
Maury. Gotcha.
Yeah. Like, I love my wife, but her sister's better in bed. Or, you're really good, but your dad did it better.
Oh, whoa. Well, that just
Well, I only said that to somebody
escalated.
recently. What did I say?
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't true. He's like, tell me something outrageous. What did I say to him? I think I sent you this message.
You did.
What was
It
it?
was very risque.
He's like, tell me what you would do. And I'd pull him close and I'd be like,
Yeah,
do you do that
guys
thing
were
your
in the
dad do or
shower,
something
and
like
you would
that?
pull him against you so you guys could feel certain places and parts.
Yep.
And then you would whisper in his ear, do you do it like your dad? Or something. Do you do it as good as your dad?
Are you as good as your papi?
No, you said.
Ew, I know. I just wanted to gross myself out, I suppose. All that aside, that's just where my brain can go, is what I'm saying.
To Maury Povich.
Oh, yeah.
We
I mean,
love
we've watched
Maury.
too many of those.
In life,
Actually,
and
we've
on
been
TV.
to those.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
But they used a different audience for our episode.
Stop
You don't remember
it.
that?
No.
Who? I think our old friend was the one who noticed it. It was our episode, but they used a different audience because they kept telling us to like cheer and whoop it up and hoo,
Yeah.
hoo, hoo. And apparently we didn't do it right because it was a different audience. Because we were in the middle, a few rows back, but in the middle, and we weren't there.
Garbage.
Yeah. I fucking called out of work for that shit. Maury's done, right?
For some reason, I want to say he's dead.
No, he's
Like
not
he
dead.
just died. Who just died? Jerry Springer?
Jerry Springer died, yeah.
Oh, so sad.
I know. Did you know he was the mayor of Cincinnati?
No.
I think Cincinnati. He was a political figure before he was the Jerry Springer. Usually it's the other way around.
I was going to say, what a jump.
Yeah. Usually you're like famous and then you're like, I want to be a politician. I'll be back.
Get to the chopper.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
So is that it for Natalie?
That's it for Natalie. I hate when people agree with us. Or we agree with them.
With people?
Yeah. Fucking
boring.
boo.
I want a debate.
Jerry.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but I think that's why we appreciate Natalie too, because she's thoughtful in her response. You know, she's got a little bit of, this one had a little edge to it compared to the other two, this most recent one. She's like, no, bitch. I would like to hear Natalie talk like that. Bitch, run.
Girl, bye.
He don't love you.
Pull her hair out the door.
Yeah. One extension at a time.
Yeah.
I hope everyone gives Natalie a read and a listen, because you can hear a lot of her thoughts surrounding a bunch of issues on social media. I dropped my phone on the floor, so I can't look it up right now. But it's Natalie Bencivenga. She's got some good shit out there.
For Instagram?
Instagram. I think she's on TikTok too. Don't quote me on that. But she's just got some great insights. And she does some news spots on some news talk shows. What do you call them? I don't know. They're like local to where she is. I want to say like Chicago, but again, don't quote me. My phone's on the floor.
Yeah. Face
down, probably missing a whole face.
They definitely heard it.
Yeah. I'll try to keep that in there. But yeah, it's worth it. There are some political opinion pieces that she kind of tackles from a fact. It's really interesting, like fact-based rather than just like opinion-based. Mm-hmm. She's like calling out like some straight up facts. It's just like, how can you argue with this? I mean, you kind of get an idea on what side she's on, what side of the aisle she's on, but she's like, I think her segment's called Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just give her a listen.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah. But that's it. It's over. We're going to finish this wine.
Yep.
And we're going to get nachos.
Oh my God.
It's been a while. We need a nacho date yesterday. Nachos and whatever goes with nachos.
That's nacho, man.
That's right. Nacho cheese.
We're going to end here.
We're going to end right here. And you know the drill. Send us your questions, your comments, all your concerns.
What would you do with your sister?
Oh my God. I know.
Please tell us.
Seriously, like hang her from a clothing line.
And something tells me that somebody out there has experienced this personally. So what did you do?
Please serve us that tea.
We need to know.
We need to know all of it. Every little detail. Like, don't leave anything out. I want to know what your face looked like when you heard this from your husband.
Did your husband have to pull you off?
Or even better,
did he let
if your husband told you this and you believed him and you kicked your sister out, but then found out your husband was deceiving you because this is an
because
episode
the husband tried to bang her, but then ran to the wife and was like, your sister just tried to bang me, because he knew the sister was going to be like, your fucking shitbag husband just tried to fuck me.
This is an episode of All My Children.
This just turned into Lifetime and not Jerry Springer.
Oh, if it was Lifetime, yeah, right, it would go in this direction.
Yes,
right? On the side of the woman.
Would.
Yep, he would be the piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Because let's face it, Lifetime just tells you what really happens in this world.
Yes, Lifetime accurately depicts men.
Yeah. That's right.
And sometimes
gay,
women.
straight, trans. We're all trash.
You said it, not me.
I said it. Listener, you're beautiful. You're wonderful. Everything about you is fantastic.
Beat that bitch's ass.
And remember, you're not ghosting him. You're ghosting his penis. And thank you for listening.
You've been ill-advised.
Ill-Advised is hosted and produced by Stefani and Ray.
AKA your Bips.
Send us your questions, your comments, all of your concerns
And your drink recommendations.
to illadvisedpodcast@gmail.com. You can catch up on all of our episodes and our show notes at illadvisedpodcast.com.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Ill-Advised the Podcast. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen.
You've been ill-advised.